Hey, it's Nate from the Bike Company. You'll forgive me if I'm sitting down through this little quick blurb, but I've had a hell of a week. We never want to, we never like to, we never want to think about it, but I had an opportunity to stress test the POC helmet. And, you know, we tell you that we work hard to curate the products that we have here at bikeco.com, and particularly with helmets. You've heard me write about it, talk about it a lot. Once a year I replace my helmets, whether or not it's had a crash or not. And this is entirely why. A fresh helmet, fresh foam is going to perform better. I had a hell of a head hit. It wasn't a tremendous, great Canon Courage crash or anything. I was just cruising behind my buddies. I'll show it at the end. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to watch it. I'll warn you. But the point is, this helmet took an incredible stress load and transferred it straight through the chassis and did exactly what it was supposed to do. It kept that impact off of my brain. Now, this crash, I didn't even realize how hard I'd hit my head. I knew I'd hit my head probably because the visor was off and someone had commented on it. But my pain was tremendously in my neck and in my shoulder. I was sure that there was all sorts of things wrong there. It wasn't until I went to take a selfie to send to my sister later that I had seen I had tremendous bruising across my forehead. And it started to dawn on me. I hadn't seen the helmet at that point. Started to dawn on me what had really happened. And, you know, this helmet absolutely did its job. So staying on top of wearing the right helmet for the right type of riding, as well as, you know, keeping a fresh helmet every year. And it can be a bummer, you know, if you're looking at your helmet and you're like, oh man, it's kind of new. This is why you do it. This is why for the last many years I have bought a helmet every year. Pick a day, it's birthday or Christmas, whatever, something easy to remember, and you'll just remember to get a new one. I don't really want to think about what could have been the case wearing an inferior product, wearing a product that's not designed for that type of riding, or having an old foam helmet that the foam didn't have the vibrance or the ability to take that load. So anyway, again, not a test I ever want to do, but we review a lot of product here, and I wanted to show you that this is the other side of what your helmet's supposed to do. So couldn't be more pleased with the team at POC. Absolutely, I hit hard enough that I should have had a lot more damage. I was alert and oriented times 4 by the time the medics were there. The dispatch really didn't believe it based on the level of hit and or that I might have lost consciousness for a split second. But yeah, I was groggy for a teeny tiny bit. My buddies helped me up to get out of the chute, and I kind of shuffled my feet. They laid me back down. A few minutes later, it clicked through, and I was as coherent as I am ever. You can argue with yourselves about how coherent that may or may not be. But again, you know, this right here is what they're designed to do, and this is why you want to ride the best equipment that you can and replace it in regular intervals. I want to say a big thank you to the guys that were riding with me. They helped me out a lot, particularly my nephew, who's a wilderness first responder trained. That was hugely reassuring until the medics came. Orange County Fire, Camp Pendleton Fire, State Parks was there. I think some rangers were there. Thank you to all you guys for coming out and helping me out. The flight medics for Orange County Fire were great. Everybody in the trauma center at Mission was tremendous. And I really want to say thank you guys. Thank you to my family for putting up with my ass and tolerating some extra work for here a little bit. And yeah, we appreciate you watching these videos and shopping at bikeco.com. And if you have any questions on which helmet is right for you, there's a lot of us there who've got experience not only riding, but unfortunately maybe crashing some of these helmets as well. So, all right, I'm going to cut over and I'll show you the video and kind of give you the what I think happened. So, all right, you didn't click off. You're morbid. Actually, it's really not that bad. I turned the audio off because I didn't like it. I'm not scared to cry in front of people. My sister made fun of me for that. I am 100% good. I will cry, but it's some gross noises of air coming out and whatever. Anyway, we were just starting back up, we kind of grouped back up. I was the last one running caboose, and just lost the front end. I think what happened that exacerbated everything was when I lost the front end. I think I hit my left hand onto the wall, because I'm a believer in holding onto that bike all the way to the ground. So it's very unusual for me to not have the bars in my hands. So I think that it ripped the wheel out from me, and then I went over the bars. Over the bars is always bad news. You know, you're adding many feet to your fall, and you're leading with your head. None of that's good. None of that's usually what happens to me. The impact, I counted frames, and man, I stopped fast. And there's a lot of mass behind me trying to drive me through that wall, and that wall was tougher than I was by a lot. So depending on how you looked at it, the forward momentum was stopped in something like 1/10 of a second, and then all the momentum was stopped within 1/3 of a second. That's a tremendous amount of newtons and a tremendous G load going through, which ended up going through my neck and my shoulders. Where I ended up hurt was very different than what I actually thought I had hit based on the pain. So that was interesting. I didn't realize I'd taken such a huge head hit, and I thought I must have hit here because it truly felt like my shoulder was exploded into a bunch of pieces, and my neck wasn't feeling real good. I was pretty worried about that. But it was through my head, and then actually my other shoulder took the hit, and then it has done some ligament and some ligament, and then there's some nerve stuff that I'm working through. But all in all, I came out 1,000,000 to 1. I was very excited about it. The helmet did its job, and it kept my brain from doing anything else weird, making the situation worse in any way. So again, really a lot of thanks to everybody at POC, Orange County Fire, State Parks, Camp Pendleton Fire was out there, the air units, Mission Trauma. You guys are pros. Appreciate you.